Hello Steemits, Crypto G here, just coming at you with another video tutorial on graphics. Um, we are carrying on from making our text look a lot more 3D and stand out and jump out of the screen. If you remember in the last tutorials, we created our text here. However, we had some selection issues. And plus also, I think it's just better to do text in vector. When you come to vector, bectr.com, make sure you do HTTPS and not HTTP, or you'll be taken to a different site. There, you'll be able to just use the text tool, much as in Pixlr, T again, click on, type whatever it is you want, and you've got a lot more control over the text, right up to the letter spacing, which you can't do in Pixlr. And, you can change the space between the letters. Okay, so let's go back to Pixlr. I've obviously created this, saved it, hit export here, then you download it, it comes onto your computer and you can navigate to whichever folder it's put it in and get it into whichever folder you want, and then open it on Pixlr. Then we come and go to the one tool and we start to select. However, once we've got it in an image like this, we can just simply click just outside on the top right, and you see how it's just gone around perfectly round the lettering. Okay, then we're going to go to the gradient tool. That should be saved. Yes, it still is saved from my previous tutorial, and you can see there that we can control each side of the gradient. We can come here, click onto color and change the color as we wish. However, I'm not going to do that now, but obviously we can change, and you can see it changing up in the gradient live. I'm going to cancel that. And of course, if we want to do the other end, we would just click on that, go to color, and same way, just change it to kind of what we wanted. I'll cancel that. So once you've got the gradient, you click off of it to get rid of the palette, and then you click again to actually create your gradient. So it's just click, and you can see here, I'll just come off here so you can see there's a line which represents the gradient. I'm just going to go like this. Oops, that's obviously wrong because we want that inside the lettering. Should have gone there naturally, but I'll just choose one of the letters here, make sure I'm inside the letter, go up to here and let go. No, that's not working either. Some bizarre reason. I think it's because the letters aren't fully selected. Okay, what we'll do is we'll invert the selection. And then we'll do that again and see if that works, although I've got a feeling that will do inside the letters. Yes, it does, which of course we don't want. We want the actual letters themselves, so let's invert that again. In fact, let's come back up to 1 here, and I'm going to just, it's very strange why it's doing that. I'm just going to do that again. Deselect all, come up to the corner, make sure I'm on the letter. There we go. Yeah, maybe it's because I just clicked off beforehand, so it's actually, yeah, it's choosing the outside, the background, instead of the lettering. So okay, so I'm going to actually just do this one by one, and then yeah, you can come back and catch me. Okay, hi guys, I've just done that, and what I realized as well, which makes things easier, is when you're on the one tool, if you take off contiguous, leave on anti-alias, up the tolerance slightly, That way, when you click on one of the letters, it will just choose everything that's black on the page, which of course is only our lettering. And then you can, just as you usually do, hold down Shift and click and catch any bits that the wand has missed. Okay, so we've got a nice selection on that now. We're going to go to the gradient tool, and we are going to choose our gradient. We've chosen our gradient, and now we're going to say we want this gradient inside the letters, like so. So yeah, I think I want it going from light to dark. If I didn't, I would sort of go, I'd drag it downwards like that. But yeah, I think I want the light bit at the bottom, so I'm going to start at the bottom and go up to there. Right, now we're going to create a new layer. So new layer here. Oh, of course we need to keep an eye on which is our text layer. So we're going to rename that text. Then we're going to go to our new layer and rename that back one, because we're going to have two backgrounds. This is going to be our first. Back one. Okay. Oh, lost my mouse. I'm going to come over to our paint tool, and we're just going to fill in. Oops, I tell you what, I need to take off. No, what I need to do is deselect everything. Deselect all, make sure I'm on back one, and fill it in. There we go. Right, so we've got that there now. Now we're going to go back and we're going to add our layer styles. So we're going to add a little bit of drop shadow. Let's just move that out of the way so we can see what we're doing. We're going to bring that round to sort of there-ish. Oops, totally gone wrong. I'm going to go around the clock again. So to sort of, yeah, about there, I'd say. I'm going to make it -176. I'm going to just change that slightly. So I'll put my cursor there, delete 176. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Now I can change the opacity to 100, and I'm going to change the distance. Again, I'm going to change this by hand, so I'm just going to select there, I'm going to change to 4. There we go, so we've got a nice bit of depth. And we don't want the spread, we want the spread right down at 0. Okie dokie. Right, now we want some outer glow, and we want the outer glow color to be black. We say okay. There we go, just going to take that down. This is a lot more subtle, the outer glow actually. I'm going to take it to about there, about 12. Yeah, that's about right. Okie dokie. We could even add a little bit of bevel there and make it outer bevel. Make it outer bevel and bring the angle round to a similar angle. Oops, to a similar angle that we brought our other stuff. There we go. Change the color of that to black. Okie dokie. I'll probably take the opacity down slightly actually. There we go. Let's OK that. Right, so we've got our basic sort of lettering there. Now what we want to do is we want to do what we did before in the last tutorial, which is move that down. But before, move our background down. Before we do that, we're going to add another layer. We're going to turn off these layers. We're going to put this new layer underneath and call it back 2. back 2, and we're going to use the gradient tool again. Okay, so that's done. I can just click off there. There we go. So now let's use the gradient tool one more time. And let's choose a new gradient set of colors. So we're on this one because we know that because of the color. Let's kind of, yeah, do a sort of goldeny color. There we go. That's just off-white in that spectrum. Okay. Then we're going to go to this end of the spectrum, the gradients, I should say. Click on color. I'm going to go back to there, and we're going to say, yeah, the end of the gradient we want to be, yeah, roughly there. Roughly there. I think that's good. So now we've got our gradient, so we click off to get rid of that, and let's just do a little bit of testing. I want the whole gradient to stretch pretty much over the whole page at a sort of diagonal. There we go. Actually, what I wanted was top to bottom, so that's right. I wanted it, the lightness. I want the lightness around the middle, so I'm going to start there. It's probably a bit too much, actually. Actually, if we go up from the middle here, go to there. Let's go to there. Yeah, this is obviously, it's going to take a little while to get right. You know, you just simply have to keep trial and erroring until you get to something you want. But for the purpose of this, let's say that I do want that. Okay, so I'm going to turn that back on. I'm going to keep my text on so that I've got some perception. And I'm going to go on to back 1 layer, and I'm going to go edit 3 distort. Going to come down as such as we did in the other tutorial of using the backgrounds to extenuate our text. Okay. Yeah, that's roughly right. And then we're going to pull these out so it's less of a runway and more like a floor. Let's take that there. Let's take that to there. Oops. Take that to there. Okie dokie. And maybe move that up a bit. No, sorry, move that down a bit more and across. Down and across. Okay, I think now we're kind of beginning to look like we wanted to. I wanted to use that sort of gradient horizon where it starts going a bit lighter. So yeah, so maybe we want to go down to here, go down to there. Actually, we want it above our lettering. No, we're okay actually. We can have that below. Bring that to there. Right, so I would have to zoom right out to get this right. So I'm not actually going to do that now. I'm just going to set it up. I'm going to set it up around here. Okay. Yeah. Around there, I'm going to click off. I'm going to say yes. Then I'm going to zoom out. Just have a look at that. Okay. Now I can always move my lettering, my text. Let's go to the move tool. Move that down a bit. Okey-dokey. Have that just off the side there. Probably put a bit too much outer glow on that actually, to be honest. And there we go. I mean, I would, if I was doing this again, and in fact for my thumbnail, will probably do this, whereby we are using, actually let me zoom right out before I do that, whereby we're using, the whole point of this technique is we're using the horizon that we've created. Let's go to free distort. We're using the horizon that we've created to create some more depth, to give us the illusion of even more depth. So that's basically, oops, we have a curved floor there. Obviously free distort works very differently if you use it twice in a row. So I'm probably not going to get this right. There we go. So you get the idea anyway. I'm not going to kind of get this perfect. I'm just simply going to leave that so that you can go off and practice yourself. But yeah, it's about using this horizon in the background as well as drop shadow, and that gives us even more depth perception. Okay, this tutorial's gone on long enough now, and I'll catch you in the next one. Let me know below if there is anything else you want to know. Thanks, and bye-bye.